Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based upon a real-life relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosensia.com and www.amazon.com/Mia
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. And also check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mian Moshe Zia of No Time for Love, called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on MikeWagnerShow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman who's an actor and author and played the lead role and the face of various BMX events. And his book, My RAD Career, reached #1 on Amazon the first week of the release, and he played Crew Jones alongside with Lori Loughlin, and Bart Carner, Olympic gold medalist, was also in that one, along with Talia Shire, and he's also been in a number of film and TV roles as well, too, like Hill Street Blues, Family Ties, Breaking Bad, Born on 4th of July, Astronaut Farmer, and pipe fitters with Lou Diamond Phillips, and he also toured with Billy Ray Cyrus and a lot more as well, too. He just has an amazing career, and talk about the book. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere in beautiful sunny California, the very multi-talented actor and author, and he is so rad. He loves to talk about BMX-wise, Bill and Alan. Bill, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Wow, Mike, that's quite an intro. That guy sounds like he's having a heck of a lot of fun.
and of course, watching you in all these BMX events and having a RAD career, it makes you want to have fun and just live it over again. So basically, you play the lead role, and you've been the face of various BMX events. Your book reached #1 on Amazon, My RAD Career, in the first week of its release. You also played Crew Jones along with Lori Loughlin, Bart Connor, Olympic gold medalist, and also Talia Shire, and directed by Hal Needham, one of my favorites. And of course, you also did a lot of work in film and TV. You've been in Hill Street Blues, Family Ties, Breaking Bad, and more. And before getting to all that, tell us how I first got started.
Boy, I first got started in Dallas, Texas in the very early 80s. I was cast in a movie about a jockey.
Uh-huh.
And the plot line was very similar to RAD or Rocky or any of these rags to riches sports movies. Fortunately, the movie never came out, but it gave myself and a young George Clooney, who was in it also, our first break in motion pictures. And that was in Kentucky. And soon after that, we both ended up moving out here at about the same time. And we both ended up staying at his aunt's house, the great Rosemary Clooney.
Oh, wow.
Who our older listeners will recognize from White Christmas. And she had quite a big pop career as a songstress. And so that's what got me out here. And I was lucky enough to show up in California with a Screen Actors Guild card and an agent and some money in my pocket. So I kind of hit the ground running and really never looked back. I had a very nice run. And so here we are talking about it some 38 years later from when I very first started. So people like to focus on the movie RAD, which I'm extremely proud that it's now been revived and is now available for a wide audience to see. So that's what I'll mostly be remembered for. That's going to be on my tombstone. But frankly, I've had a really kind of wild ride in the industry. So I decided to put that all in a book. And that's how my book, My RAD Career, came about.
That is interesting. You talk about having the film being revived. And what sparked the actual revival of the movie?
Well, Talia Shire, who plays my mother in the movie was actually produced by her husband, Jack Schwartzman, a very prominent film producer. He passed away some number of years ago. And so the catalog fell into the hands of her son, Robert Schwartzman, who is a director in his own right. And so they decided to get it out in the widest way possible. Of course, we had initially thought it was going to premiere at South by Southwest, the 4K version, that is. And, of course, that got shut down by COVID. We had a whole tour set up with Alamo Drafthouse that got scuttled. So basically, it got released to much fanfare, I should say, on streaming services, iTunes and Vudu and all these other ways you can get films now. And so it's really, I think, largely in part because of COVID, people are all looking for new things to watch. RAD has now become available to the masses, and it is trending to this day. If you go to iTunes, it's number 6 on the classics chart. So it's getting new fans daily.
Mm-hmm. And do you think being RAD and BMX will eventually make a comeback?
Oh, I don't know if you're aware, but certainly because of the pandemic, bike sales have been through the roof. Bike shops can't keep inventory on their shelves. It's really it's one of the industries that has benefited from all this craziness. So, yeah, there's a whole resurgence in the sport. The Olympics got scuttled, but they're to have freestyle BMX in their next Olympics, and they've already got racing. They had for the last 2 Olympics, I believe. So it's becoming much more mainstream and gaining popularity.
Wow, that is amazing. I love to see on that, too. And in fact, I'm thinking about getting a BMX bike myself into trying that. It's like, I got to go get one. After I'm done with you, I'm going to go get one. Maybe you can help me with that, too. So
I would love to. And I'm not kidding when I tell you the happiest group of people I know are the older guys who either have discovered BMX for the first time and just enjoy riding, or getting back on it after having put it away for decades. And so it just puts you in that childlike mentality, and it just puts you in that happy spot as long as you stay on the bike. Of course, crashing is always, a danger. So I advise people to wear a helmet, but however, nothing really great comes without some risk. And if you can get up, dust yourself off, get back on that bike, you've just made a better person out of yourself. I don't know why, but these kids growing up on BMX, I see racing families at these events I go to. They're the toughest kids you'll ever meet. They're encouraged to get up and do it again, as opposed to sit there and cry about it. So it's really quite a remarkable sport as far as personal transformation.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also worked with some greats as well, too, besides being in a movie, like with Lori Loughlin, Bart Connor, and you also had worked with, Lou Diamond Phillips, and you also played, I should say, and you also worked with Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, and you also had worked with a number, and of course, before we get to some of the actors you worked with, what was that one precise moment that influenced you in what you're doing today?
Well, you mentioned Brandon Lee. He was my dear friend and best friend, I should say, and roommate for a period of time. And so he passed away in an untimely event on a movie set. And so I've kind of been involved in working on a documentary about Brandon and a narrative film. So as far as today, right now, that's kind of what I've been working on today. I've got some other things that I love to do. I'm a writer, as you mentioned. I'm writing a book about Brandon. And there's some other things that, you got to keep yourself going during these times, and don't let too much moss collect. I think it's been a nice time for self-reflection, but I've also tried to just keep the ball rolling and kind of reinvent what I can do during the day.
Mm-hmm. And that's very true as well, too. And who are some of your favorite actors and also actresses, and what are some of your favorite movies growing up?
My favorite movies growing up were kind of the reactionary films that Hollywood wasn't really known for at the time. Let's say Little Big Man or Billy Jack, some of these outsider films that resonated with an audience, let's say Easy Rider, that may have been studio films, quote unquote, but had that kind of revisionist quality about them. And I grew up watching artists like Robert Altman or Truffaut or Godard, or some of the real mavericks of film in the 50s and 60s, and then I got to work with some of them. Certainly Robert Altman and Steven Spielberg and some really Jim Sheridan, people that I kind of grew up watching and admiring, and then you get to work with people and that have meant so much to you. And that's kind of better than money in the bank for me. It's just a thrill working with people that you've admired your whole life and are deserving of your admiration at the end of the day. And so certainly I would put Brandon in that category too.
That is amazing as well too, and looking forward to what you got, especially about your upcoming biopic with Brandon Lee as well, too. We'll talk more about my RAD career, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motionsia of No Time for Love, called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love will be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, Audible. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Also worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with actor and author Bill Allen of My RAD Career here on The Mike Wagner Show. And let's talk about your book in just a minute. You play the lead role and also face of various BMX events. Your book hit #1 on Amazon the first week of release, and you play Crew Jones along with Lori Loughlin and Bart Connor, the Olympic gold medalist. And first of all, tell us more about RAD Career, and also tell us about the character of Crew Jones and how it came about.
Okay, well, my RAD Career was kind of meant for the fans. It's got such a solid fan base that it's now growing exponentially, that there was very little out in the mainstream media about the movie. And so I decided to write the book for the fans. But very early in the process, I realized I didn't have enough about that movie to make a whole book out of it. So I decided to expand the subject matter and make it about my whole career up to the 90s, let's say. And the personalities that I got to know and work with during that time. And of course, as far as Crew Jones, that's the entry point for people who are interested in Bill Allen or myself as a person. They know me through Crew Jones, and for a lot of people, it's become that movie part of the fabric of their lives. Either they become professional athletes themselves, or open a bike shop, or gotten a paper route back in the day, or become a BMX family. There's just countless fans out there that have been deeply affected by that movie. So it's now offered me the opportunity to have a nice dialogue with the fans, certainly through social media and through this book. It's kind of opened some great doors. And so I would say, starting with the 25th anniversary, almost 10 years ago, it was became clear to me that the fan base was strong, and like Trekkies, it's never going to go away. So that's when I really decided to embrace it, and have done probably literally hundreds of events surrounding and regarding that movie since.
Mm-hmm. That sounds amazing too. And speaking of the 25th anniversary, it happened in Calgary as well too. And of course, the big question is, what went out at the recent 25th anniversary of the film in Calgary?
Well, again, it was 10 years ago, but it was an epic time for the people that were there. In other words, it was a 2 or 3 day film festival, and all they did was show RAD. It's the first festival I've ever been to where they only showed one movie, and it was particularly meaningful for me because I got to revisit the places and the people that we knew, but especially Hal Needham made it very special. He made the trip and was aged at the time, and really made it special for the fans. And we got to spend a lot of time together. We did a lot of press at the time in Canada, so we had a lot of one-on-one time. And at the end of his run, so that had a great amount of meaning to me.
And of course, working with stuntman Hal Needham as well, too. And what were some of the stunts that you did, and what are some of the stunts you thought was, really cool, really dangerous, and what are some of the stunts that you recommend and, well, you don't recommend?
Well, listen, I had the best stunt riders in the world, and that's where Hal Needham's true genius came in, is being able to double these actors in a very seamless fashion. So, my most dangerous stunt, I would say, would be crashing through the hell track fence at the beginning of the movie, and that's just because I could barely hang on to that bike. I was not a skilled bike rider, to say the least. And so there's another stunt where they had me on a dumpster, and the trash truck is lifting me over a fence. I mean, all I was dead weight at that point, so I suppose I could have fallen off. But truly, they did such a great job covering me as far as, the backflip is concerned, or the bicycle boogie sequence, which is iconic to that movie. And so, I like to say my most dangerous stunt was making out with Lori Loughlin, and there was no danger involved in that at all.
Really? You know what? Lori Loughlin, of all people, it's like this was before Full House, and who knew she would be in Full House? And, of course, being a press today, which I really don't want to get into, but who knew Lori Loughlin would end up being in Full House and being a star? It's like, what's it like working with Lori Loughlin at that time?
Well, it was like you were in the presence of a star. She just lit up a room, and that's why she was hired. There's certain people who have such extreme personal magnetism and beauty that's what they do, and that's what she did. So that was no surprise to me that she was going to have this big career. I've had the good fortune of working with a lot of people before they hit big, and it becomes obvious very quickly. So that was no big surprise to me.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, that you also did a lot of ass sliding as well, too, and why you don't recommend it?
Well, the water was so unbelievably cold. This was in Canada late in the year, so, yeah, it was just melted snow. So they had us in wetsuits. That didn't help. That just locked the cold in for, however long you're in the water. But it was fun and really not that painful, and now it's immortalized for eternity.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm ready to do that stunt and tell more about it. And which of you guys invented the insanely dangerous backflip that all but made the movie? It's like, I'm reliving this whole RAD thing all over again with the BMX.
Yeah, well, that was invented by the great Jose Yanez, who was the only person in the world at the time who could do a backflip. He also did it on a motorcycle for the first time. So the filmmakers were already in pre-production when they heard about Jose Yanez. And I think he was with Barnum and Bailey Circus at the time. He was just a one-trick pony, so to speak, and that was his deal. And so they brought him out for the filming and incorporated the backflip and even his crash towards the beginning of the film. You over-rotated that scene. I mean, that was not a planned crash, but Hal was able to incorporate it into the dialogue and into the fabric of that scene. So, yeah, it was quite a big deal. And at the time, when he did the backflip on the set, everything came to a grinding halt. He did his prayers to Mother Mary. I mean, it was like saying goodbye to Neil Armstrong on the launch pad. It's like, we hope to see you back here, but we're not sure. And so it was quite a big deal at the time.
Mm-hmm. And of course, what are some of the other interesting facts we should know about RAD as well, too?
Well, like you said, Bart Connor is a multi-gold winning Olympic medalist, and he was part of the Rockstar gym team that won big in the '84 Olympics out here. So he was a golden boy when he walked on set. It was a big deal, certainly a big deal, and he lived up to his reputation. He's just the greatest guy and the most personable and not anything really like Bart Taylor. You know, he fit that role perfectly. And I was surrounded by great people. Talia Shire from the Rocky movies and Godfather movies, Jack Weston, who was in a million of my favorite movies and TV shows growing up, Ray Walston, my favorite Martian, and Picket Fences later on, South Pacific on Broadway. I mean, I was surrounded by not only great stunt players, but great actors, which is the world I came from. So to get to work with real, very just top drawer character actors, if you will, was just a thrill for me. And I think it makes the movie. I think if they had hired lesser actors for those roles, it would have you would have only fast forwarded it to the action sequences and the opening sequence. They really made it watchable.
Mm-hmm. And where can we find Team RAD and also the movie and My RAD Career? Where can we find the book at?
Okay, you can go to barnesandnoble.com. They have it online now. It's in hardcover and softcover. And I've also got some things available at myradcareer.com. That's my personal website. So it's available, the book, on Audible and softcover and hardcover. We want you to read it, and there's a million ways to get it.
That sounds fantastic. And we'll find out what's coming up for Bill Allen in 2021 and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, check out the latest novel by well-known award-winning author Mia Motion Zia of No Time for Love, called Missing, an extraordinary relationship between two ordinary people based on real-life events that go through 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and the ones you love be the first to go missing. Check out the book on Amazon and other retailers, available on all formats today. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Amazon, and Audible. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with actor and author Bill Allen of My RAD Career, and also played the lead role in the movie in the face of various BMX events here on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, just to find out what you got coming up for 2021 and beyond, and maybe anything with more RAD and BMX events coming up as well, too. You also played in the Pipe Fitters with Lou Diamond Phillips, and tell us more about that, being a musician. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to tour with my brother and Lou as the lead singer on a tour bus for months at a time. So this was back in the 90s. Lou's a very good friend of mine from back in the old acting school days. I've done many films with him, and we just remain very tight to this day. So I was lucky enough to be there at a time where we had some success. And yeah, we got to tour with Billy Ray Cyrus and got to play 1,000 gigs, many with some of my musical heroes like Steve Lukather of Toto fame, or Melissa Etheridge. Some of my musicians that encouraged me as a young musician out in Los Angeles became my peers and people that I played live with and recorded with. Currently joined forces with the great Robbie Krieger of The Doors, who has written a tune for this Brandon Lee movie that we're working on. So yeah, I'm very excited about some of the future projects, but I'm happy to look back and talk about the old ones also.
And of course, speaking of future projects, what else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Bill?
Well, right now I'm pretty excited about a project that I'm heading up. I'll be the face of. It's called Up in the Air, And I don't know if you're familiar with Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Well,
I'm very familiar. You love it.
Okay, well, I fly an ultralight airplane, a powered parachute, and it's completely open air. So we stick a bunch of GoPro cameras around, and I actually interview people at 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet in the air, just cruising around in my little ultralight airplane.
Wow.
My first victim, my first interviewee, rather, is a guy named John Bulchins, who has a movie on Amazon Prime right now called The Ride, and it's about his career as a BMXer and how he came into, being, so to speak.
Wow, that is amazing, and maybe we can put Jerry Seinfeld on the plane. What do you think about that?
I would cry if he even looked upon the machine that I take people up in on a regular basis. Which, by the way, I was planning to fly today, but we had this interview, so I decided I better go with the Mike Wagner Show instead.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Something you could have done it from a plane, and maybe I could have joined you. It's like, fly somewhere, pick me up, and we can do it on a plane. Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. It's like, it would have been a great experience.
Dude, I was thinking about it, just answering the phone from 1,000 feet up. I didn't know how the audio was going to be, so maybe we'll do that.
Something too? Well, let's have you back on sometime in 2021 while you're on a plane. Talk about your future projects, what's coming up, and if you want to talk more about my RAD Career, BMX, anything like that, you're more than welcome to at 1,000 feet. Let's count on that. So just give me some updates and work it from there up on 1,000 feet. I'm actually looking forward to it. I love this idea.
It's pretty great. I'm very proud of it. It really came out nicely, so we're looking to do more episodes soon.
Sounds great. And we're here with actor, author Bill and Alan of My RAD Career on the Mike Wagner Show. Also played the lead role in the movie RAD and various BMX events. He was the familiar face on it. A very big thank you for your time, Bill, and look forward to having you again soon. And just a couple more things. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Who is my biggest influence? I would say a couple of my early acting coaches, Adam Rourke, who you would remember from maybe Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry with Peter Fonda, or The Stunt Man, and also Brian O'Byrne, who was brought out to coach me for my first movie, that jockey movie that I did in Kentucky, and just mentors that saw something in me before I saw it in me. And so that was really important to me, to have that kind of encouragement from actual professionals who had been at it for decades.
Mm-hmm. And that's fantastic as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point, Bill?
Follow your passion. Follow your bliss, and doors will open for you that couldn't have opened up for anybody else. And if you trade being miserable during the day so you can be comfortable at night, that can turn into a misery itself. So it's turned my life around, just doing the things that make me happy, and only those things.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important as well. Once again, actor, author Bill Allen of My RAD Career out on Amazon, and also of the movie RAD on the Mike Wagner Show. Bill, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase a book, check out your movies, and your other works?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Mike.
Okay. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. Oh, you know what? What's your website, by the way? I forgot to ask that.
It is myradcareer.com.
myradcareer.com. Okay, Bill, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch. And let's pull out the BMXs and get on a plane.
Thank you so much. We'll do it.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing: Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People Based Upon Real-Life Relationship, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon. Do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. It's www.miamosinzia.com and www.amazon.com/miamosinzia.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.